Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to a brand new show premiering on this channel. It is a weekly show known as That's a Wrap. In this show, my co-host and I will be talking all things news, speculation, and reviews for all things comic book movies. And every now and then we'll talk about some of our favorite movies throughout the year. I'm your host, Aaron. You may know me as Caboose XBL. I'm here with my co-host. Why don't you introduce yourself?
How you doing, everybody? My name is Andrew. Thanks so much for joining us here on our first show. We got a lot of cool things we're going to talk about and discuss. I think it'll be very enjoyable for all the fans out there. And the way we're going to do this today is we're going to talk about our favorite movies of 2015.
That's right.
Aaron's going to go through his 5 through 2. I'm going to go through my 5 through 2. And then we're going to reveal our number ones.
That's right. So basically this format is in the sense that we both have our own top 5 lists for our favorite films in 2015. We've also got some honorable mentions, but one thing I do want to let you guys know, actually two disclaimers. Number one, this is our list. These are our opinions. We might not have some of the movies that you've wanted to be on our list or some movies that are on your list. That is the beauty of this. All film is subjective. So we're going to have some different lists and we're going to have some different opinions than you might have. Disclaimer number 2, the films that we are going to be talking about here on our lists are going to be spoiler heavy. We're going to be talking about these films as if you've seen it as well. Pretty much all the films we are talking about are films that have been out for a long time, enough for everyone to have already seen them. With that said,
if you haven't, you got to see them.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So, with that said, let's jump into our list. At least mine to start. I'm going to start with my 5 through 2. I got some honorable mentions here that I want to skim through really quickly. So, I got Ant-Man, fantastic film. Marvel is at it again. They never fail. They've always found a way to create something unique with these films. We got Hateful Eight, Quentin Tarantino, at his best, incredible film. The Revenant, beautifully shot, well acted all around the board. Straight Outta Compton, definitely missed out on the Oscars and shouldn't have. There's a lot of talent in that film that deserved to be recognized. Ex Machina came out of nowhere. Fantastic film.
It really did.
And Steve Jobs, also a great film. Fassbender, the only person I think is going to give Leo a run for his money at the Oscars. And Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. With all that said, let me jump into my top 5. So, at number 5, I have Sicario. This movie, to me, on first watch, I was like, yeah, it's good. I definitely don't hate it. I like it. And then I watched it again. And then you really start to pay attention to things like the cinematography. Roger Deakins, incredible. It'd be a crime not to give the man an Oscar for the way he does the cinematography in this film. It's beautiful.
It's incredible what you notice after you watch a movie a second time.
Especially really after watching the movie a second time. And oh my goodness, the Academy, what are you doing not nominating Benicio del Toro? He was phenomenal in this movie. There is one scene, which I guess I won't spoil because it's such a scene that you have to witness. But there is one scene that, and if you've watched the movie, you know what scene I'm talking about, with Benicio del Toro. It is heavy. Oh my goodness. The line delivery, the things that happen, your stomach will drop. It is just brutal.
It's really intense.
Yeah.
I mean, when you want the envelope pushed in Hollywood, Del Toro is always the guy that can do that. Scenes. If you watch Savages, you know what I'm talking about. That guy can push the envelope.
Absolutely. And he's a rising star right now, rumored to be the villain of Star Wars Episode 8. So,
man, that would be incredible.
Yeah, hats off to you, Benicio del Toro. I am so surprised you weren't nominated. He deserves to win, let alone just be nominated. But yeah, that's my number 5, Sicario. Moving on to number 4, talk about films that were forgotten in 2015. Kingsman: The Secret Service. I adore this movie. It came out on Netflix recently, at least for the Canadians it did, and we've watched it so many times, like over and over. I don't know how many times I've watched the church scene alone. That is some of the craziest action I may have ever seen in a film. It is insane. Just things keep happening, and you're like, oh my god, and you're jumping off your seat. It's incredible. Samuel L. Jackson, Taron Egerton, one of the breakout stars of the year
really
for me.
happy for him. A new breakout star in Hollywood, no doubt about it.
Yeah, he was fantastic in the film. And how can we not talk about Colin Firth? Just a month worth of practicing for the church scene alone. The dude was never an action star before this. Matthew Vaughn believed in him. And Matthew Vaughn, the director, he's 3 for 3 now. With this film, X-Men First Class, and Kick-Ass, I'm just hoping he returns for the sequel.
And we're both hoping that, the sequel, he does return for it. And there was some rumblings, maybe not, but it looks like it is happening, and I hope he is going to direct it.
Yeah, it's definitely it seems like the sequel is going to happen one way or another. I just hope Matthew Vaughn returns, because it's only him who can handle this kind of story and the fun and the action and everything like that.
Remember, you were saying earlier he doesn't have a track record of returning for a sequel.
He really, he doesn't.
Hopefully that's going to happen.
He doesn't have a track record with Kick-Ass 2 and, of course, X-Men Days of Future Past. Not to say that that was a bad thing, but he doesn't have a track record of returning for sequels. Moving on to number 3. Now, my 3 through 1, I lost sleep over this. I tossed and turned in bed at night thinking about these 3 movies and which one would go in what position. So coming in at number 3... and just hold on here. It's Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Here comes the pitchfork.
Yeah, here I can hear the Star Wars fans running at me with their pitchforks. Please calm down. I love this film. I don't want to sell it short just because it's at my number 3 spot on the list. I love this film to bits. We're not Star Wars fans. We didn't grow up on the movies. We're not hardcore Star Wars fans at all.
And we did a lot of binge watching before going to watch this one, which was great because then it was really etched in our minds, for the whole entire week. We watched every single episode.
Now, we skipped out on the prequels because we hear nothing but bad things about them, so I'm not sure if we wanted to waste our time with those. But we watched the original trilogy, and in doing so, you get such an appreciation for the way this film was made. The practical effects, seeing these characters return like Han Solo and C-3PO, that was great. R2-D2... Princess Leia, all these characters.
Nostalgia factor was through the roof.
It was, absolutely. Like the moment when you see the Millennium Falcon, people in the theater were cheering. The moment when you see Harrison Ford as Han Solo and Chewbacca on screen, people were cheering. There's just so many moments for the old generation of Star Wars fans and a new generation of Star Wars fans
100%.
With the new cast, with BB-8. All that stuff was just fantastic. The action is great. The usage of practical effects. J.J. Abrams, what a master director. This dude really cared about this project and he handled it so well.
Yeah, the world of pressure on his shoulders and certainly met it.
Absolutely. There is no higher calling than making a Star Wars movie 30 years in the making. I mean, you do have the prequels, but this is the sequel, the newest sequel to the Star Wars franchise. So it was the tallest order that J.J. Abrams could ever have, that almost any director could ever have, ever in the history of Hollywood. And he knocked it out of the park. Star Wars Episode 7, or The Force Awakens, was just fantastic. Now, coming in at number 2, and this is where it really
you're a
got
game time decision here.
This
game
was
time decision with your 2 and your 1.
So close. Honestly, I didn't know where to.
I thought it would be your number 1.
Yeah, this one was tough, but at number 2, I have Mad Max Fury Road. Oh my goodness. Can we just sit down and talk about this movie? Nominated for 10 Oscars. Thank you. I know, the Academy, I was just bagging on you a second ago. But thank you for nominating this film. It so deserves it. I honestly, truly think that George Miller has a chance at winning Best Director. The dude is 70 years old, and he was able to make an action movie like Mad Max, which is the highest scored movie of 2015. That is bananas. That is insane. Unheard of. So I truly think he has a chance of winning the Oscar.
It was one hell of a roller coaster ride watching this movie, and it is definitely one of those movies you have got to watch in the theater.
You have to watch it in the theater. I'm hoping, my fingers are crossed, that they're going to do the black and white re-release that has been rumored, because I would love to go see this movie again in the theaters. It was so damn good. The action is just
Cinematography was incredible.
Cinematography, which also got nominated, rightfully so. It was really, really well done. All the performances, Tom Hardy, Charlize Theron, so damn good in it. Especially considering it was unfortunate to hear that these actors had some troubles on set and they didn't really see eye to eye.
Once the camera was rolling.
Yeah, once that camera was rolling, once the director said action, they made it work, and they made it work really well.
Those you're talking about the 2 badass actor and actresses of Hollywood.
Oh, yeah,
Tom
absolutely.
Hardy and Charlize Theron.
And,
together in the same movie, and they absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, Charlize Theron was fantastic. 2015 was a great year, too, for female heroes, with Daisy Ridley's Rey and Charlize Theron's Furiosa from Mad Max and Star Wars. So, yeah, kudos, Mad Max, fantastic film. So that is my 5 through 2 films of 2015. We're going to move on to his list now. So here we all go. Alright, so that was my 5 through 2 list. Now we're moving on to yours. Kick it off.
Thanks, Aaron. So unlike Aaron, I didn't lose any sleep at all. I knew what my 5 movies were. I thought about it. I know he went back and forth for me. It was very, very simple. Let's start off with my honorable mentions. I had Ant-Man as well. It served its purpose. Not a billion-dollar Marvel movie. It didn't need to be. It introduced a new character to the universe, and it was just a fun movie. No really negative comments. It was just a fun movie. Straight Outta Compton, I of course had to have that. I'm the older guy on the panel. A lot of nostalgia for me in that. I grew up listening to that kind of music. Know the story. It was good to see it on camera. I had The Gift. The Gift was a nice
big surprise in 2015.
Pretty disturbing. I thought it was very, very well done. Very, different kind of suspense thriller. The Revenant, of course, I had to put that in there. I mean, when I found out the movie was just shot in daylight alone. And then, it's up for so many awards. I can't imagine nobody would have that movie on their list. And then Mission Impossible. Number 5 in the franchise, still pushing the envelope. And the first scene alone just gets your blood pumping. Just the first scene alone. Tom Cruise knows how to push that envelope.
These are movies, like, if we had a top 10 list, they would definitely
be in there, there is no doubt about that. So my top 5. Number 5, I had Jurassic World.
Yep.
A lot of people may not going to agree with this. There's a few reasons that I had put on it. Me and Aaron had the luxury that we were in LA this year. We went to E3, which was obviously an absolute blast. But we watched this movie in the Chinese theater. So sentimental value. If you haven't watched a movie at the Chinese theater, you've got to do something in your life. It was just incredible. There's just a nostalgia factor there. It's right on the Hollywood. It was incredible.
It was amazing.
It was a really nice experience. Talking about the movie alone, I thought the movie was great. I mean, it made millions of dollars. The timing of the movie was good. The franchise needed a big refresh. Got one of the hottest actors in Hollywood, coming to play the main role, coming off of Guardians of the Galaxy, and Chris Pratt, and of course Bryce Dallas Howard. She did a wonderful job as well, and I like what they kind of introduced. They introduced something new, a mixture in making new dinosaurs, and then the T-Rex had to help them to, finally win this battle.
That was really cool.
And I kind of had a feeling at the end, is the T-Rex going to come and help them? I thought
because that was the big thing with Jurassic Park.
That was the big thing, and I thought, he was always kind of the villain, and then he had to help them out. The movie was a great movie from top to bottom. I thought it was really, really well done, and obviously because of the millions of dollars that it made.
I don't think a single person in the world expected that it would end up becoming the number 3 highest grossing film of all time. I mean, granted, it's been dethroned now. Star Wars has taken its place, but at the time, that's just crazy to me to even think that it would. But
let's see what's going to happen in the next, the next sequence.
Yeah, and 2015 was the comeback for franchises. You had Jurassic World and Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So yeah.
My number 4, I put Steve Jobs there.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely impeccable acting in this movie. Yeah. These are one of those movies, when it's based on a true story, I always wonder how much of it is real.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Straight Outta Compton. How much there is real? Are they sugarcoating it, for the fans, doing the dramatic scenes? If it was real, because you look at Steve Jobs, you thought he was a soft-spoken, gentleman, plain black shirt.
Just because of those presentations.
Just because of those presentations. And then if he was this kind of, really tough dude, the acting was incredible. I was very happy to see it. I wish they would have talked about the iPhone, one of the greatest inventions of our time. Of course, Aaron's got one. But they did mention the iPod, which was cool. And I thought Kate Winslet did a great job.
Kate Winslet was fantastic.
She did a great job.
Got nominated for it.
She took all his shit and just kept on being a great secretary for her. The interactions with the daughter were good. And Seth Rogen, you know him as the goofy guy.
Yeah.
He had probably one of the better scenes in the auditorium.
Yeah.
See, if that is really real and that happened in real life, could you imagine being one of the people in an auditorium?
I couldn't.
Do I leave? Do I not leave? Steve Jobs is telling me to stay, and he's having this intense conversation about the company. It was very, very well done. Impeccable acting from scene to scene. It was just very well done by Michael Fassbender. Me and Aaron disagree here. I certainly think that he's the front runner to win it. Aaron likes Leo, but we're going to have to wait.
I think Leo's going to win it just because it's like, it's time. The Oscars are like, all right, we owe you one. You really went all out for this one.
Yeah.
But if there's anyone giving Leo a run for his money, it's Michael Fassbender. So
it was a wonderful, wonderful movie.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it, you got to watch it just for great acting.
Definitely.
Number 3 for me, I as well had Kingsman. One of my favorite movies of the year. It was, a lot of people forget about it because at the beginning of the year, came out on Netflix, probably watched it about 6 times now. Aaron had mentioned the church scene. I love to ask our viewers and our fans, have you ever seen anything like that in an action movie? I'm trying to think of it. I mean, we've watched a lot of movies, and I mean a crap load of movies. I really don't remember seeing 45 seconds to a minute of just heart.
People getting stabbed in the eye, someone getting stabbed in the neck with a gun. Like,
for the director to be that, the people that put together that scene, you got to think about how intelligent they are, geniuses.
I know.
I thought it was great for the breakout star. The story was good. It wasn't James Bond-esque. It was, some good humor, great scenes. I'm introducing a brand new character and a breakout star for Terry.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson. It just goes to show how versatile this guy is.
He can do anything.
I mean, he makes obviously 18 movies a year, but whatever role that you need, you're doing a comedy, you're doing a suspense, whatever it is, call Samuel L. Jackson. He'll kick it.
I know. His agent deserves to be nominated for an Oscar.
Seriously, his agent must be a hero.
Yeah, seriously. He gets him in every single role. How do you get Samuel L. Jackson in a role like Kingsman and then in a role like The Hateful Eight? I don't know how he does it, but
in the same year, he was a villain wearing a New York Yankees hat and Nike shoes.
I know.
The whole
and the stupid
movie.
lisp, you thought it would bug you, but it works. The comedy is
and they
great.
didn't do where kind of James Bond-esque, where James Bond the whole entire movie he'll have a love interest and interact with them.
Right.
That didn't happen in this movie. It was about the action. It was about Taron Egerton becoming a Kingsman and winning the battle at the end. But it was a very, very enjoyable movie.
Absolutely.
I even like how the exploding heads at the end. I mean, you think that was kind of funky, but the music, it was just great the way that it ended.
It was so fun.
It was a lot of fun. Number 2, I had Creed. Just incredible. I cannot say enough about this movie, how much it introduced. Michael B. Jordan coming back after, the shitstorm that he had with Fantastic Four. And a new, incredible director now in Hollywood. Obviously, Ryan Coogler is doing Black Panther.
Yeah.
I know you really enjoyed this too. I was very happy that, because I got Aaron to watch all the Rockies. I grew up with it. He wasn't forced to watch it. He wanted to, and he absolutely loved them. Is there anybody that's not a Rocky fan out there? But the main thing about this movie, acting, the fighting, everything was great, was Sylvester Stallone. We cannot say enough about this guy.
Hats off to you, sir.
He won the Golden Globe. I was very happy. I really think he didn't think he was going to win it, because he got that standing ovation. He was up there. He really didn't think he was going to win it.
And now he's nominated for an Oscar.
And now he's nominated for an Oscar, which we hope that he gets. Anybody that's a Rocky fan's got a soft spot for Sylvester. You know him as the hardcore action guy, but he was incredible. He carried this movie. I loved watching him in every scene. He was so funny. Timely funny, too, and he looked so fragile. Although he's 69, they made him look like he was 101 in this movie.
Yeah. And he hits hard with the drama, too.
He really hit hard with the drama. He was incredible in this movie. For him alone, you enjoy this movie a lot.
Absolutely.
The fight scenes were very, very different the way that he did it to the director. I mean, they're talking now. I just heard the other day about a sequel. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to come back for it. I guarantee that he's going to win the battle in the sequel. That's why I like this movie. It wasn't so predictable that at the end you thought he was going to beat the guy. He didn't. He did end up losing, which sometimes that is great for a movie because it shows the realism. The hero didn't get didn't win the battle.
He didn't get his happy ending.
He didn't get his happy
got
ending.
a happy ending, but not the one that he was looking for originally. So that was good.
It was incredible. So that is my 5 through 2. Aaron's going to talk about his number 1, and then I'm going to go to my number 1.
That's right. The number 1 films are up next. All right. So now it is time. Our number 1 films of 2015. I'm going to give my number 1. He's going to give his. We're going to discuss. So let's get right into it. You probably have already guessed at this point what our number 1 films are. Yeah. But my number 1 film of 2015 was, as we were just talking about, Creed. This movie hit me to my core. Again, I have to give the Academy some flack. Why the hell is Sylvester Stallone the only person nominated in this movie? Come on. Ryan Coogler absolutely, positively, without a doubt in my mind, deserves to be nominated for Best Director. The dude is 29 years old, and he's making movies like this. Proof of Station already proved enough, and now he's coming out with Creed, and he knocks it out of the park to the moon. I don't get it. This movie is so damn good.
It really blows my mind that the guy is just 29 years old and can make a masterpiece like this.
I know. It's insane. And like he said, I didn't really grow up on the Rocky franchise. Like when I was younger, he used to talk about it, him and my cousin, they used to talk about it a lot. They love the Rocky movies. And then one day they all showed up on Netflix. So he told me, he's like, you have to watch them. And I was like, okay, fine. And I'm so thankful that I did, because seeing that character, where Rocky has come from and what he's been through his entire journey, whether it's losing Mickey, everything like that, all that stuff that he's been through, it carries in this film, and you see just all of that build up and all of the emotion finally let out from Sylvester Stallone. And what was so good about this one is Sylvester Stallone didn't have to direct. He did with Rocky 2, 3, 4, and Rocky 6. This time he didn't. All he had to do was focus on the character of Rocky. And because of that, he was able to pull out his best performance yet. It was fantastic. He deserves the Oscar. Please just give it to him. He was just so damn good in the movie.
I'll be really happy if he gets it.
I'm
definitely rooting for Sylvester for this.
I'm not saying there's a huge chance he will, but I mean, if he does, it'll be such a pleasant surprise because he hasn't
because we don't know how many more of these he has in him.
Exactly.
We don't know how many more he has in him.
And with the rumor of Creed 2, it's unfortunate that Ryan Coogler might not come back. But I mean, if Sylvester Stallone directs again, I really won't mind. But Ryan Coogler moving on to Black Panther, I cannot wait to see what he does with that. This dude has a bright future ahead of him. Almost having a nomination for Best Director.
I'm so happy that he's with the Marvel gang.
Oh, yeah, come on. He's going to come to DC soon. Just watch. So, yeah. What can't you say about Creed? Fantastic film. One thing I do want to mention is the way Sylvester Stallone revealed on Twitter that Michael B. Jordan, during a scene in the film, actually genuinely got knocked out. He claimed that it was the initiation to become a part of the Rocky family in an interview. And you see the video online, and it became a part of the film. Michael B. Jordan gets knocked out by a professional boxer. And it was put in the movie.
Now that's acting.
That's acting.
That's acting.
That is amazing. So, Creed, my number one film of 2015.
Another thing I wanted to quickly mention was, I mean, people know I play a lot of sports. I exercise and whatnot. I read online, you can't imagine the amount of intense physical exercising that Michael Jordan did. And he had to learn how to box. I mean, this guy was going 6 days a week. You make a boxing movie, you got to be ripped, and he was ripped.
Not even that, to know how to box too. The choreography of the fighting, it's something
Although
else.
It's acting, you still got to know what you're doing.
Yeah, especially when you're doing those fight scenes, like the one where it's all in one take. You got to know how to do each hit, how to perform each move. It's all a part of boxing, and it seems so real. Every hit, every punch. Just like Sylvester Stallone says, he says, one punch, one step, one round at a time. Every single moment of this film was just like that, and it was
really,
so well done.
Really happy for him. That actor's got a lot of potential, and he's back, very high on the map again.
Definitely. So, what is your number one film?
So, my number one, for sure, everybody knows it was Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Completely blown away by this movie. We were fortunate enough to watch it on the opening night, and I'm literally, when the movie was over, I wanted to watch it again. I really wanted to watch it right away again. Never had so much fun and enjoyable experience watching a movie in my life. Like I said, not being Star Wars fans, it's even more of a testament to how much we like this movie. We binge watched, we did our homework. All the new actors that they introduced, the nostalgia factor was through the roof. There's about 10 times I want to stand up and clap. And just, you get emotional. When Han came on the screen, it was incredible.
And that's a big testament to watching the old Star Wars films. You get that appreciation
100%.
From seeing where those characters have come from and seeing their journey to now. So
the only things that I could say, I mean, like I said, the new breakout stars, I was wondering how Boyega was going to be. He started off with some comedy. He was great. I'm glad that Daisy Ridley is kind of the focus now in the heroine, because most heroes are male, so it looks like she's going to take the mantle.
Great for the little girls at home to have someone to look up to.
100%. And even the villain, the only thing I could say is when he kind of took off the mask, Kylo Ren, he looked a little bit younger to me. It lost a little bit of the viciousness for me. But that is me for just nitpicking. There is nothing to nitpick. And then, of course, the CGI'd
Snoke, yeah.
But
these are things you have to dig to just nitpick.
There's nothing else that we can really nitpick. I mean, the way Captain Phasma's armor was, it was still kind of rickety-dickety armor, which I felt like this movie was still in 1977. He just, I don't know how he did that to capture that it was kind of still 1997 and this movie's being made in 2015. It was just an incredible, enjoyable experience. The introduction of the new characters are wonderful. It was just such a fun movie to watch.
It's just a testament to see how much J.J. Abrams truly appreciates practical effects rather than CGI. The CGI is there when it needs to be. When you're having a bunch of ships battling in the air, you need CGI.
100%.
But when there's a scene and there's just a bunch of people, there's a whole crowd of aliens and stuff like that, it's all real. It's all within the camera. If you were standing there on set, you'd be able to witness and appreciate that in front of your eyes.
I'm like every other fan out there. I know Han Solo is not dead. I know he's not dead. I'm in denial. I know he's not dead. Another thing that me and Aaron were both just like everybody else in this movie waiting for is, when is Luke Skywalker going to come on stage? We were waiting, and I'm so happy the way he did it. It was good he was just at the end. If he wasn't in the movie, it might have taken away from the other characters.
It could have taken away from some of the new characters.
I mean, J.J. Abrams obviously would have made it work. The guy's a genius. But now, how much are we all salivating at the mouth for the next movie? Because it's probably going to be a part of it and see what he's going to do.
Definitely.
But he did it so perfectly. Just showed him at the end, and now we're just dying for the next one to come out to see what role he's going to play.
And it's also great too because these new characters are so good and so rich in history and their backstories that they could carry this franchise on. The torch has been passed to them, and it's been done so incredibly.
We made a point about pressure on J.J. Abrams. What about the pressure on Boyega and Daisy Ridley?
Oh yeah, they're the new Han Solo, Princess Leia.
They're the new. They're the new face of the franchise.
Yeah.
They nailed it.
Yeah.
He picked the right people, no doubt about it. So that was my number one.
And that is our top 5 films of 2015. Obviously, some of you guys are going to disagree with some of that. So if you do, we want to know what your favorite films of 2015 are. Let us know in the comments section below, whether it's your top 5, top 10, top 20, 30, or 100. I want to know your thoughts in the comments section below. With that said, I'm your host, Aaron. You know me as Caboose XBL. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All the links will be in the description box below. And like, favorite, comment, and subscribe.
That's a wrap.